Hello, everyone. Talk to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center in Wareham, Massachusetts. It's time for Taroscopes. We're going to be doing the Taroscopes for the year 2023 for the sign of Libra. And this will be for January and then for the whole year. So I'm going to talk a little astrology first. This is not an astrological video really, but there are a couple of things I want to talk about. Now, Libra is a sign, it's a cardinal air sign. And so cardinal is about initiating something. It is one of the, all of the cardinal signs initiate a season. In the case of the Northern Hemisphere, Libra initiates fall. In the Southern Hemisphere, Libra initiates spring. Libra is a sign associated with the other, with your awareness around other people. And very often Libras are super concerned with others to the detriment of themselves. So that's something Libra always has to be aware of and be careful of. Now, your ruling planet is Venus. Venus starts the year off with the bang because Venus makes a conjunction to Pluto on January 1st. Well, at least here in the States, January 1st. And it is a Pluto Venus conjunction in Capricorn. That is about power. It's about power. It's about values, and it's about the feminine. Now, last year, 2022, we started with Venus retrograde in Capricorn. This year, we start with Venus direct in Capricorn, right on Pluto, starting a whole new Pluto-Venus synodic cycle. Venus also has a retrograde period this year. It is retrograde in the sign of Leo. Leo, of course, is the sign associated with creativity, with our progeny, with luck, gambling, drama, children. When Venus is retrograde, we are reevaluating what's important to us. And in the case of Leo, it's about love and creativity, and it's about ourselves. Leo is the pinnacle of ego. So it really is about me, I, look at me, see everything I can do. Leo. Now, for some Leos, they're very connected to that. And for some people, they're very connected to that. Others are less so. And this time in retrogression will help us to come to terms with perhaps, are we too much about us or are we not enough about us, right? So there's that. I think that's all I want to say about, oh, no, I don't. Actually. Also, what's happening in, let me tell you the dates of the retrograde. Venus is retrograde from July 23rd at 24 degrees of Leo, and it goes all the way back to 13 degrees of Leo. And it stations direct on September 3rd. So from July 23rd to September. So the end of July, all of August, and the very beginning of September, Venus is going to be retrograde in Leo. The other thing that's happening to you, Libra, is that we are having a shift in the nodes of the moon. The nodes of the moon have been in North Node, has been in Taurus, South Node has been in Scorpio. And at the end of July, that shifts when North Node moves into Aries, Libra, your sign. And so there's going to be a lot of letting go towards the end of the year. And that South Node in Libra is there for 18 months. So we have plenty of time to evaluate our relationships and to see, and all not just relationships to people, but all relationships. We're in relation to everything, really, but mostly people. When you're dealing with Libra, it's mostly people. So you're going to have an opportunity to let go of some things that need to be let go of. Perhaps your need to give up your power in order to keep things peaceful. Now, sometimes we need the peacemaker, but sometimes the peacemaker needs to put a line in the sand and remember that they are as important as the other person in the situation. Okay. All right. So Illuminated Earth Oracle, as soon as I can find where I put it. And we're going to pull 3 oracle cards. I've been doing this for all the signs, and then we'll do a card reading. So let's shuffle these up. I have my cards like piled on either side of my computer, so I have to be genteel about the way I move things around, lest I have a landslide of cards. Libra is also a sign of peace. We certainly know we've been trying to work that out. There are some big changes happening besides the nodes changing. We do have Pluto moving into Aquarius. That's going to happen in March 23rd, and it's there for about 2 months, a little over 2 months, I think. So just goes right in and then comes out as it goes retrograde and moves back out into Capricorn. But if you're at the beginning of Libra, if you happen to be an early Libra, you're going to feel that Pluto as it trines your your Libra planet, Sun, perhaps ascendant, perhaps it depends on your chart, Moon, and that trine brings a lot of power to you to work with. The thing is the power. There's nothing holding the power back, because the trines are like jumping in a fast flowing river. You just got to go with the flow, right? Although you can't really fight it, you'll exhaust yourself and drown. So it's sort of about going with the flow. And of course, Pluto is a planet of transformation, of death and rebirth. So there's a change coming for you. Well, there's a change coming for all of us with Pluto in Aquarius, but you will feel it in that way, I think. And we also have Saturn changing signs. Saturn goes into Pisces. Pisces is in conjunct to your Libra, so there are adjustments that need to be made with Saturn and Pisces. Saturn and Pisces be there for about 3 years, so I don't think it's out of Saturn isn't out of Pisces till 2026 when it moves into Aries and conjoins Neptune. We'll talk about that later when we get to it. We have a lot between now and then. Okay, let's see what we have here. Memories like the corners of my mind, misty watercolor memories. So there's going to be some review. In this card, we have this beautiful dream catcher here. Have a dream catcher over your bed. That may help the memories. As always, relationship. So thinking about relationships from the past, perhaps. Now, a lot of cards deal with relationship as it's relationship, how lovely. Except in this deck, it's a little bit different. We are crashing into each other and a lot of that, but it can also create some conflict. So I think thinking about how you've related in the past becomes very important. And of course, with the South Node in Libra, towards the end of on the second half of the year, that may be the time when things really get hot on that topic. And then patience. So this is that the light is coming in. There's still darkness, but we need to have patience. It takes a while for light to dispel the darkness. Okay, so be patient with that. All right, that's what it says. All right, now I'm going to be using the fountain deck for Libra. So let me pull that out, and we will See what's up for you, Libra. Of course, these readings are for Libra Sun, Libra Moon, Libra Rising. The astrology that I talk about is mainly based on your ascendant, because I see where the planet might be in your chart with your ascendants in Libra, but not completely. It all kind of applies, I think, I would say. Of course, Libra is associated with justice, right? And we will see some justice this year, I am sure. That'll make everybody feel a little bit, well, not everybody. Will make those of us on the right side of justice feel good. And of course, Libra being a sign that loves fairness, and it's important to them, and how you treat others is important. I think it'll make the Libra feel good. We start with the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands. In this deck, it's about climbing like to the top of something, almost being there, and the resilience and the tenacity that takes. That takes. Hopefully, when you get to the top, you will have a perspective that you didn't have before. Let's see what challenges that. We have the Four of Wands. This is actually a pretty nice card. Not too much of a challenge, I don't think. It's considered a victory card, a happy card, a party card. Perhaps you're partying too hard if this is going to be a challenge to you. The Four of Wands sometimes is too much generosity. As I connect it to the Tree of Life, that is. Doesn't usually mean that in the cards, but if I connect it to the Tree of Life, it can be too much generosity, giving too much to other people, not holding enough back for yourself. Let's see what's at the roots. The Chariot. The Chariot. The Chariot is a card of the soul taking on the mantle or the chariot of the personality in order to get the soul's work done. This is about being on your path. You are on your path. Things happen quickly, things move quickly. Okay. The interesting thing about the Chariot card is the Chariot card is the vibration for 2023. So all of us really, as we move into 2023, will be asked to move onto our soul's path. And that comes through understanding the self, the higher self, the soul self, understanding your purpose and taking the reins of your life and going in the direction that you want to go in. That's at the root of this. In the past, we have the Nine of Cups. Well, it wasn't so bad in the past. There's happiness and generosity and plenty and hanging out. And sometimes the Nine of Cups can be a little bit like too much of a good thing, perhaps, but you can decide that. I'm not going to decide. I'm not going to judge that. I'm not sure there is too much of a good thing. In the sky, we have the Three of Swords. This is a Libra card, by the way, and it is about sorrow. So there is a lot of pain and sorrow out there. There's a lot of broken hearts, and that's not easy for anybody, but especially the Libra, because the Libra has a way of putting themselves in other people's moccasins. It cares, it cares about the other. It knows that the other's there. It tries to ease the pain of the other, right? And the thing with this, though, and this, of course, is in the sky can be what spirit is showing us. It could be a message from spirit, how I read these cards, or it can just be out there. Let's see the immediate future. Now, the immediate I call January. a Taurus card, and Taurus is in January that comes through your own higher spiritual. We see that this guy's glowing. Something is glowing out of the box, right? And so this is yourself, you listening to your higher self, you listening to that small, still voice within. That's very important in January for you. How it's seen from the outside, we have the Queen of Coins. You seem very, to most people, you seem pretty stable, pretty well healed here. A high, what's the word I'm looking for? Opinion? It's more than an opinion, though. They value you. They value you because you know the value of things and you know what's important. Your domestic situation. We have the Six of Wands here. The Six of Wands. This is a victory card, but in this deck, I always feel like there's a certain amount of sacrifice that has to happen here, or that is happening in this card. Sixes are all about responsibility and responsibility to your community. So I see you being involved in community activities, which may require you to sacrifice some of your personal time. But ultimately, this is a victory card. And a victory for you is a victory for everybody. Your hopes and fears. This is the Temperance card. This is a healing card. And of course, I can't imagine anybody who would fear healing, unless healing had to do with like needles or something. Then people get nervous. But just in general, this is a healing card, and it's a wish for you. You want things to settle down. You want things to be easier, not just for you, but for everybody, you know. And let's see the outcome. And we have Death, which is about change. It's about transformation, right? It's about letting go. The South Node is going to be in Libra. There are things you're going to have to let go of. Venus retrograde in Leo, maybe ways of relating or what's in your heart. It's all changing. Things are changing for you. And it's nothing to fear. Death is death does not mean the end of something and then a new beginning starting. So let's see what's underneath. We have the Page of Swords, which is keeping your ears, to the ground, being a little vigilant. He doesn't have a big sword. He has a small sword, but it is kind of self-protective, and he has to keep his ear to the ground, I would say. So be aware of that. The Fountain card. In this deck, most tarot decks have 78 cards. This has 79. This is the 79th card. The Fountain is about something being manifested out of nothing. So this is about a new manifestation, but because it's potential, it's kind of like the stem cells of the tarot cards. You get to create with this energy. So you have to be very careful about what it is that you choose to create. And then we have the Ten of Cups, which is happiness, but not just happiness, like the Ace of Cups is happiness, but happiness actually on the physical plane, in the world that you live in. So these are all very positive cards, I think. You're going to be on your path this year, and that's going to require some letting go. But these cards really are quite beautiful and optimistic in a way. You just have to get on the horse. You just have to get on your path. And you'll know as the year progresses what it is that is best to be let go of, and what's best to hold on to. So, all right. Well, I hope that was helpful. Have yourself a wonderful year. Have a wonderful January. I'll see you again at the end of January for the Taroscopes in February 2023. But until then, just keep on being your beautiful self, Libra. Namaste.